I'm Caroline Moderesi-Tirani, you're watching Huff Post Live. In 2003, a young woman with a big voice shook up the UK music scene. Now, 6 albums later, Joss Stone still has that big voice and is still shaking it, judging by a video for The Answer, the first single off her new album, Water for Your Soul. And here with me now is Joss Stone. So Joss, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
It's so exciting to have you here, and you're obviously in such a great mood with this album.
Yeah, it's fun.
Are you excited to be back? Obviously, it's been like a little bit of time since we've had new material from you. Are you excited?
You know, I am. It's nice to make new songs, you know, because you get a bit bored playing the same ones over and over again. So for the band and for me, it's great. You know, we're just like shaking things up now and learning the new tracks and playing them out and seeing like, oh, what do people think about it? And, you know, you can feel the audience kind of vibe with one and then another one differently, and you learn about it. It's good.
So yeah, how has the reaction been? Like, have people just been so A, blown away that they've got new stuff from you, and B, are they sort of experiencing a different side of you with this music?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I always kind of lay it out there. I mean, it's reggae-ish. So you've got the reggae, hip-hop, R&B thing. That kind of runs through as like a constant. So I'll always say, you know, I've got some new songs, and I hope you like reggae music. And then they'll either say, yay, or they'll be like, oh, this is awkward. And then I'll play less new songs. I'll just go with the old ones.
So, I mean, and how do you feel when you do that, though? Because obviously, you know, 2003, I mean, you were so young when you came on the scene.
Yeah.
Do those songs feel applicable to you anymore? Do they feel sort of like, do they speak to who you are today?
Yeah, yeah. Lyrically, they do. Like, there's no lyric that I've ever sang that I disagree with today. But musically, no. So you have to change them. You have to kind of, live is live. You must do what you're feeling at that time. You can't just keep repeating the same thing.
But then people, there's that expectation, right? People think,
they
oh,
want to
but
hear
that doesn't
it.
sound like it does on the CD, so, or,
it's
you
true.
know, or on, you know, MP3 now. But, you know, how do you deal with that then? Do you just sort of cut out in your mind, like, okay, I'm not playing to fulfill their expectation that it is going to sound like it did on the record?
I do a little bit play just for them, more so. So if I feel like they're not catching the new thing, I break it down and sing it the way they know it. I want them to feel good. I'm there for them. This piece of music is for the people. It's not for me to listen to in my car. I've done enough of that when I did the mix. You know, it is for them. So I will tailor the show to the people. So the set list is more of like this is a list of songs that you and your band know, and now choose. So you can feel it. If they like a faster one more, a slower one, you know, and that helps you pick the next song. You know,
you must have a fantastic relationship with your band.
I love my band, yeah. They're lovely.
I mean, in terms of having a symbiotic relationship, though, that they must know you intuitively. I mean, you know, do you have that sort of, they can just kind of read where you're going to go with something?
Certainly the bass player and the drummer, for sure. I've been playing with them for a very long time. The bass player, Pete, he's my MD, musical director, and I've been working with him since I was 15. So he knows my language. So I'll say something to him that doesn't include, you know, G chord and 7th and 8th and all that stuff that they talk about. It's just my way of explaining something. I might sing it to him, or, you know, and he can translate that. And Ricky is also really good at that, the drummer. So, and Ricky's always watching my hands and things like this, so he can know if I'm ready to start, and he'll break it down a little bit, or if I'm ready to, you know, simmer down, or I want to drop it. He knows, because he's like in sync. And that's why they've been playing with me for so long.
Well, I mean, playing with you as well since you were 15, is there something kind of comforting about that? Because obviously, you know, you go on tour, you're, you know, by yourself a lot of the time, or you don't have all your friends with you all the time.
Yeah.
Is it nice to have somebody that has known you for that length of time?
Yeah, it's really nice, because it is your family. They are your friends. So, yeah, they might not be the friends that you have at home, but they are your friends. And they know you probably better, you know, because they're there constantly. You live with each other. You know, literally you go to sleep with each other, you wake up with each other, especially on the tour bus. Oh my God.
That is
like literally
that's an intense, like, it's an intense experience. I mean, how do you have alone time when you're on the road like that? Because you've just still, I mean, you're still in the midst of this fantastic world tour that you're doing. We've got to talk a bit more about the specifics of that in a second. But do you have time for alone time? I mean, do you find like carve out time where you're just by yourself and can think? And
Yes, I do. I think on the road I have more alone time than I do at home. Much more. You have the hotel room, shut the door, that's it. Sometimes I take the phone off the hook, because God, that's annoying, isn't it, when it keeps ringing. I'm like, oh my God, you know. But no, when I'm at home, oh my God, there's no alone time at home. It's always like, my kitchen is constantly full of people. You know, I've got 4 dogs and 5 cats, and, you know, it's all a bit crazy. So actually, I find more calm when I'm on the road.
Interesting. So at home it's like Joss's menagerie, basically, with all the animals.
And the people. Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, people are very excited. I've got some comments of people watching us live. Jeremy Simpson says, "Ooh, new music." So he's very excited about this.
That's nice.
And Erin L says, "So excited to be going to your show in Hollywood, flying out there from Ohio."
Oh, that's nice. That's cool that he's flying out there. God, I hope it's good.
Well, I mean, you know, that's in your control.
Oh my God, the pressure's too much. No, that's good, cool.
So I mean, you're going, so LA is next on the roster, you're going to do London after that. You've been in the midst of this insane world tour. You have to describe it. So just how many countries are the 195, I think, countries, that someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
It's so hard to tell that it's an opinion.
But how many have you visited so far? Do you know?
We've visited, how many, babe? 44. We visited 44 countries. I mean, in my life I've visited more, but on this tour, 44. So we are not even like halfway. There's roughly about 204 to do. So I really do want to play every country in the world. I don't want to miss any country out because I'd like to play a world tour and not kind of just miss one just because it doesn't pay. Because that's really the only reason why some get missed, I think. That's my belief. Why would you miss them otherwise?
Some people, I guess, do it for, I mean, there was that brouhaha a few months ago about people missing, like, Israel, for example, because of their political reasons.
Because it's dangerous.
Well, danger and also people's political persuasions. I think people were saying, I don't want to go play in Israel.
They don't want to support it.
Yeah.
That's harsh on the people, man. That's that's harsh. What about the people? They just want to listen to some music. Like, let's not get all political. Let's not get crazy with our opinions. Can't we just sing some songs? Have a dance.
That's an interesting take on it, because I think some people just feel very strongly that they're like, oh no, I need to be making a political statement. But for you, it sounds like that's not your MO at all.
No, I'm not. I don't know enough about it anyway. So, but I don't think that the people should suffer because of their government. You know?
I think it's a good point as well. I've got a comment coming in from Periscope. Oh, actually, someone on Periscope asked the same thing, and somebody says, what is your favourite venue to play?
Oh, okay, so I found this amazing venue. It was gorgeous. It was like covered in mosaics and poems and artwork and angels carved out of stone. It was in Swaziland, and it was called the Firehouse, I think. Pretty sure it's called the Firehouse. And outside they have a festival, and it's surrounded by sugarcane fields. But inside was where all the art was. It was stunning. Like, I couldn't believe it. And the guy that ran it, it was his mum that did all the poems and all the artwork and stuff. So it was all like in her name. Oh, it was gorgeous.
Does that affect you as an artist, when you're in a beautiful space? Does that enhance your musical experience as well?
It does help. It definitely helps when you're around creativity, for sure. It's fun and it's exciting and inspiring, and it kind of might change the way that you sing something or, the way that you move if you feel like there's art around you. I think it does.
That's right. I think it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Because then you're inspired by the beauty that's around you, and it kind of imbues in your singing and the way that you present it to an audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Well, I've got another comment here from Diego Maestro, who says, hello from Uruguay. The Joss's recital in Montevideo was incredible. I'd like to come back. I wanted to ask if there is some new candombe in a new album. You are really an artist. Thank you for your music.
Oh, that's nice. So candombe is a rhythm that I learned about when I was over there. And this is the rhythm of that land, So, and I don't know why it hasn't really stretched past there. There's a chap called Ruben Rada that taught me about candombe. And I started kind of trying to clap the rhythm on stage. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just mentioned it, and the whole audience started clapping this rhythm. And I just thought, that's amazing. I wish we had that in England.
Yeah, we really do.
Just start clapping our own rhythm.
I don't know what it would be maybe like humming the Beatles or something.
It would be like, what's that one? England.
Yeah. That's the worst thing, isn't it? Because the only time it's any ever good is actually when the women are playing. We got the farthest to football this time round. Yeah. Were you watching?
I didn't watch, but I heard.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
No, it's
one
very
for the girls?
Yeah, come on, the girls. I mean,
yes, for the girls.
Yeah, girls doing it.
It is nice. I'm glad that they're doing good at the football thing.
I know. Nice. Well, the men aren't, are they?
No. What is all that about? I don't need that. That is no good.
I know.
We used to be so good at football.
Yeah, but that was in 1966, wasn't it? They keep lauding that over
I
us.
know.
Now everyone's like, why are you talking about the World Cup? I know with Joss said. Anyway, let's move on. Because we've got some fans of yours. This is Greg, who has been very patient. Greg, thank you very much for your patience. What is your question for Joss?
Oh,
Hi, Joss. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
So I was really sorry to hear that Mama Stone's closed because I was really hoping to plan a trip there just to see you perform.
Oh.
And that looked like just a cool, intimate club.
It was.
And all videos that I saw, it looked like you just were having such a great time there. So where's someplace else that you might play that I can plan a trip and come see you?
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of you to say about my mum's pub. That's really nice. It was a very, very nice venue, and I loved it.
What happened?
Well, you know, it's expensive, isn't it, running a pub? It's all very, very difficult. So, no more Mama Stones. But I think we should do more Mama Stones performances, though. We don't need to do it in that particular venue. Mama Stones can live on. You know, why not? We did some collaborations there. It was great. In the kitchen. Well, basically, that kitchen table is my mother's kitchen table, so that makes that the new Mama Stones. It's in my kitchen table. But don't come to my kitchen. Come to come to LA, because that's the next one. So it's the Fonda Theatre, I think. Pretty sure.
We'll check and we'll let you know, Greg. I know you have another question. Is there? What's your second question for Joss?
So every time I see you on stage, you just look like you're having so much fun and you're so comfortable. I know you started at a very young age. Were you always that comfortable on stage? And did you perform for first? Who encouraged you?
Okay, so I wasn't that comfortable on stage. Really, I wasn't. I would cry pretty much before and after every show for like 2 years. I was terrible. This happened a lot while the song was happening. And then when the song stopped, I'd be like, ah! And I'd go right back underneath. I was very, very nervous. I didn't really know what I was doing. A lady called Betty Wright, she taught me how to perform. And she even taught me how to hold the mic. You know, like she was like, don't let the mic go away from your face when you're moving, because some people do this, you know. So she had like great lessons, and she taught me how to kind of express and emote and do all this, and you know, I just had a lot of very encouraging people around me. So
it's interesting you had to be. I mean, I think people just assume that the artist, you know, kind of comes with a package, right? That like, oh, you'd instinctively just know how to perform to a big crowd, and if you're good at music, then you must be good to handle all the things that come with music, right? Like, you know, any of the press interest, any of the people just assume you must be just okay with
this
that.
press thing that comes with the music is kind of new, really. I mean, I suppose there would have been press like way back when, but just it would have been minimal. It wouldn't have been a constant thing. But now it's a constant thing. So you have to make a conscious choice to, like, you know, step away from it, because otherwise I think you get mad.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, I'm actually speaking to Asif Kapadia tomorrow, who is the documentarian behind Amy Winehouse's new documentary called Amy.
Right, have you seen it?
I saw it, yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, I thought, well, it's, you know, if I'd love to know what you think, especially about the press. I mean, there's this aspect.
I haven't seen it, though.
Well, there's, I suppose what he shows through this footage is that, you know, there was a series in her life where she was obviously having a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And the media intrusion, particularly in the UK.
Oh, yeah, they're rough. They're rough over there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that there's this sort of double-edged sword with you're an artist and people have that expectation that you can handle it. And do you think that there is something unfair about that or unjust as an artist, or were you prepared for that level of press interest? Because you certainly got it when you were a lot younger, because people were like so taken aback by the fact that there's this young girl, 16 years old, here she is on stage.
Yeah. I do think it is a bit unfair, especially for somebody like Amy. Someone that's just trying to make music. I don't know. I didn't know her that well, so I don't know whether she wanted it or not. But I do think that it is unfair that the world and his wife, let's not just say it's the press, let's say it's also the people, believe that that's something that you owe your private life to the world. You don't. You just don't. At all, in any shape or form whatsoever. You don't have to tell anyone who your boyfriend is. You don't have to invite them into your home. You don't have to do that. So it's a choice thing. I choose to live outside of it. And I know that if I chose to move to LA and live on the Sunset Strip, then my life would be very, very different. So you just got to be conscious of what is happening in this time and how important people feel that